Do it again!
Or rather, it lowers how much stamina you use by running. Well, there he went. Alright. I'm half expecting him to just suddenly slap himself on the forehead. Yep. Well. Anyway, I called that shit. What?
Oh my god. That fucking slammed him right in the face.
I'd really like it if they would actually more actively avoid holes. Like, you know, exactly the opposite of that. Dude, god damn it. What a disaster. Why? That's right. One enemy, 4 suplexes. So I'm curious what exactly caused this boy to go down. Because we had that moment earlier where it was just weird. Was it really the guard breaker? Hold on. It was. God, his position is so weird. He got, like, raw hit with the guard breaker, I think. That's just strange. Patently bizarre.
Clover.
Oh, you know what would help? Is if I plugged that in. Audio is correct? Alright. Whoops.
Wow, got quite a pair to pick that.
What? Bruh. What the fuck is my hands doing? This is a disaster. Yeah, too early. I got bodied by a chair. Bitch! Man, what the fuck? Okay. Weird string of luck, man.
Wow, got quite a pair to pick that.
I mean, that started off with that heel drop just magically not landing on the second guy. Oh, hey, look! It landed on the second guy. Under what I would describe as identical circumstances. Okay. Fuck off, dude. Like I said, weird string of luck. Bruh. Well, this is deeply unfortunate.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, targeting. Let's go the opposite direction of what makes sense. And face just this guy, off at the side. Fucking disaster, dude.
I love it. I love it.
My timing is fucked right now, man. Like, really, really, really fucked. Yeah. To be clear, like, the issues I was having earlier, like, okay, I've reseated this controller after having cleaned the leads. I don't know if that's gonna have any effect. Oh god, 5.5. Jesus Christ. And I switched back to my normal hard drive. What effect is any of that gonna have? I don't know. Maybe nothing. We'll see. But at the moment, nothing that's happened so far is anything related to do with that. I'm just bad. Yep. This would have gone so much better if I hadn't early canceled that guard break like an idiot. Like, part of this is my shit performance, and part of it is, like, really, really, really bad RNG. What I can tell you is that right now, it's slow as fuck, bro. Like, god damn. Okay, cool. Fucking come on, dude. Absolutely terrible. Cool. That's the terrible RNG part, is that, like, a lot of these brown shirts are just fucking backflipping off of my half charges. Well, that's not what I wanted, but it worked out, I guess. I can tell you exactly what happened right there. I got the particles from that devil vanishing right in the camera's jump. And it lagged the game like crazy, and then I tried to do a combo loop because the left jab was a hell of a lot more time than it should have been because it was lagging. So when I hit the triangle button, I didn't get it straight because the jab was still going on. And then when I pressed the square button again, boom, I got the second part of the string, which is currently a barrel roll kick. Okay, cool. Thanks, targeting. I'm like not even looking at the HP bar, dude. I really should have been. Okay, that time I did just want to be an asshole. One second. Anyway. Let's feed this guy, I guess, or cure him, or whatever. God damn, dude. Everything that can go wrong, including my sinuses already.
Time for a little fun.
That's not gonna hit. I'm way too far to the side. It hit. Okay. Unfortunate. You caught a live stream. Hello. You love God Hand, good stuff, so do I. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, game. Later. Later again. Oh no! Oh yeah, none of them really have a rigid pattern. Like, every fight in this game is, like, there's optimal, and then there's what's actually gonna happen. It's like, when just about every fight has an optimal approach, but realistically, the optimal approach is only going to work exactly as planned. I don't know, maybe 1 to 2% of the time. I mean, it is, but there's still a lot of RNG involved. Like, for instance, I'm gonna, like, the plan on the next two guys is to run in, jab, half-charge the dude on the left, and then just high sidekick him into oblivion, and then essentially do the same thing to the right. No. Basically what happens is, like, say you've got your attack and you've got the enemy hitbox. What happens is your attack meets the enemy hitbox, and this is the moment when the game rolls whether or not the enemy got hit, or whether they dodged, or whether they blocked. So it's a decision frame when attack meets, and it's based on RNG. The RNG system that God Hand uses is Mersenne Twister, which is apparently a fairly well-known RNG, random number generator, that for some reason, they decided to credit at the end of the game. What happens when you cancel attacks and they whiff? Then, like, enemies just continue their normal attack patterns, but that's also RNG. So, about optimal, and how there's always some amount of just having to deal with it and adapt. Like, first I had to deal with the brown shirt getting in the way, and then the other guy just started backflipping like an asshole. So yeah, there's, like I said, like, there's optimal things that you could hope for. Like, the two guys in the hallway, right? Best case scenario, I run up to the guy on the left, jab, half charge, put him into the other guy, and then he'll drop them both to death. That immediately got ruined by the brown shirt deciding he wasn't going to have that. Oh no, yeah, honestly, if the game was more predictable, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting. Ironically, given that, you know, speedrunning is about finding the best possible strategies, the most consistency, and all of that, and there are some strategies in this game that are about consistency. For instance, catching these dudes right when they come in, it's pretty important. Or this shit. Ah, come on, that should have hit him. If there were more, like, legitimate runners, then yeah, I would love to do some God Hand races, but the only, like, legitimate runner right now that's, like, particularly active is Hige, and he doesn't really have that much time for runs. Like, man, Hige's just got it the worst for this, because, like, he lives in Japan, so doing, like, any, even, like, light console modifications so he can run ISOs is illegal. He doesn't have a lot of time to play the game in the first place. And his PlayStation 2, man, it is not in good condition, so, like, it sometimes just, like, hangs in the middle of gameplay. Ah, come on, guys. This is going extremely shit.
I love it.
Man, if the targeting could figure out who we're facing for a moment, that'd be really, really helpful. Because then I would know where my backflips are going to go instead of those just being kind of a guess. Well, if you want a remake or a re-release of this of any kind, then the first thing that you would need is for Capcom to not hate the fact that it exists in the first place. Oh, fuck, dude. No, this one's random. Oh yeah, I'm aware. I have caught wind of a project to decompile the game, but who knows how that's gonna go, you know?
Awesome. Nice.
And skip PS2 hardware issues. I'm not really sure what you mean by that last part, but I mean, like, yeah, God Hand really, like, the best thing that could happen to it would simply be to be available on new consoles.
I love it.
It'd be real weird if this was just suddenly dropped on, like, the Xbox Series X, for instance.
Nice.
Well, unfortunately, everyone that had anything to... Well, not everyone, but just about everyone that had anything to do with the creation of this game is unavailable. Hell, the fella that made the combat systems in this doesn't even do video game development anymore. The dude is he pulled a real-life Stardew, and he's a farmer now. And Shinji Mikami had his own studio that just got bought up by a company that do love their Gen AI garbage. It's got some visuals that seem a little God Hand-ish, but again, they're Gen AI steeped bastards, so no interest. Even if people are like, no, genuinely, it's a new God Hand with a female lead, I'm still not gonna touch it because I don't fuck with Gen AI garbage. I don't know, man. I am noticing more and more people, like even some people that I knew of that were more accepting of the idea before are getting more and more like, nah. I mean, honestly, the main character in that game has kind of a nubile body. Honestly, that's probably the one bit that I thought was surprising, because the first Stellar Blade, literally, it was just like, what if we made the main character basically just a generic porn character? But Blood Rain, which, by the way, real clever original title, that one. At least that character actually has, like, an athletic build. I mean, she's tiny. But she at least has an athletic build, so I guess that part makes sense. I mean, it was alright. Right here is where we get to see if I'm worth a shit tonight. God, sinuses, please. Game, please. Good. What? I mean, like, to be fair to that, while I do agree that that does have sort of a homogenized feel to it, the fact is that an actual genuine woman who gets into like athletic stuff like dancing, fighting, stuff like that tend to get that kind of trim build naturally. So it's not just a Korean body type so much as it is like a genuine thing that happens when Like, when you get cut, you tend to have that look. To be fair, muscular dudes kind of have the same kind of thing going on as well, you know? Ah, come on, dude. What the fuck? Game, what the hell are you on about right now?
Bring it on.
I mean, muscular is good for strength, but it's not necessarily good for, like, really fast, fluid movements. And it looks like that's really more what it's like. And realistically, it shouldn't be about what our preferences for a female body is. Like, if it makes sense in a natural setting, that's more what I would be concerned with. So, you know what? I'm curious about that strategy right there. While he was just, like, hovering in the fire, did he just remain in vulnerable state? Or... It's not like we have a whole lot of fire to experiment with. I hate to break it to you, but most of the women in the Street Fighter games are wildly unnatural looking. Like, Chun-Li's thighs are, like, somewhere in the range of, like, 4 times thicker than a human thigh. Like, if anything, if a person were to achieve that look, they would have to inject themselves with shit. I'm not saying that they don't look good. That's not my flavor, but, like, from a visual perspective of, like, I guess sexual preference in this case, that's one thing. I'm talking about just being realistic on the female form. Fair enough. Like, I'm torn between two mindsets, right? Because, like, I understand and even agree with, like, the types that are like, I don't want games to look super realistic. We look at super realistic shit all day. That's called life. I don't need that look in my video games. And I agree with that. But when it comes to, like, the female form, like, the unfortunate fact is that women have been just, like, turned into sex objects way too often in video games that I really do appreciate it when their figure makes sense for who they are in the setting that we are engaging with. Like, for instance, like, Lara Croft, in the remakes. Her figure is pretty realistic. Right, well, like, if we're gonna continue talking about the female in Stellar Blade Blood Rain, it's not like, you know, that life of constantly being in physical fights, right? That's a marathon. Like, in video game settings, we're not talking about short races. We're talking about, this is what, like, Gene fights dudes. This is his life. So his body should be a fighter's body. But then again, I do quite like the variety of female representation in Tekken, even if I don't care for that game anymore. Because, like, when you look back at it, like, you've got, like, Anna, for instance, is your, like, more voluptuous body versus someone like Ling Xiaoyu, who very much has more of a dancer's body. There's more variety there, and it feels more human. God damn, dude. What the fuck is happening, man? Why didn't that kick launch you? Bitch. Wait, which one is Lydia? I'm also, like, of two minds when it comes to, like, say, designing a character around, the, like making them based on the physical appearance of, like, let's say, Jackie Chan, right? Like, making characters that look like Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee or Brandon Lee or whatever, is all well and good, and it makes sense because, like, you know, they are fighters. So when you make a fighter and you base it on someone who is a fighter, their physical appearance is going to make sense because you literally based it on somebody who looks correct. However, the other problem with that, though, is, like, say you chose some fighter from the UFC, right? Who's to say that person's not going to be mired in some, like, sexual assault scandal in a week? Oh. See, yeah, like I said, I don't really follow Tekken anymore. I think the last time I really solidly engaged with Tekken was Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I don't know, my doesn't strike me as being particularly realistic. I will say this, though. Who is the female boxer? Veronica? Oh. Or Vanessa. That might be the correct one. Dude, that boxer chick, that character design is so fucking good. You gotta like respect the character design of the female character that is just drop dead sexy, but they did not even need to make her into a sex object for that. She just is awesome. Whereas, like, as much as I appreciate Cammy, for instance, from I almost said from Tekken, from Street Fighter, I think we're challenging my ability to split ideas while playing this game at the same time. I do appreciate Cammy. Having said that, they definitely made her a sex object. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Wow.
Like when I were a lad, when I was a youngin', my first, I guess, ooh, that's an attractive lady. My first time ever having that thought ever was Cammy. And I'm old as shit, so that was like back when Street Fighter 2 first hit the arcades. Trying to think of like other like good female Street Fighter characters from back in the day, and I'm not coming up with them. I know that there's like Jinx, like Makoto, I guess, from Street Fighter 3. I loved me some Makoto. But like, imagine being like such a fucking caveman that the only thing that you care about Cammy for is whether or not she gives you a boner. Like, I can't imagine someone being like, well, she was my main, but now I'm not getting as rock hard as I used to, so I'm gonna have to drop her in favor of another character that gives me the boners. Like, I just don't think that that's a thing. I certainly hope that that's not a thing. Like, in my case, like, okay, so in Tekken, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think the character that I found to be the most attractive, like, just as a character, I quite liked the character design and what she looked like, Leo Kleisen. And I fucking hate that they decided later, oh, Leo's actually a dude. Except she's not. Like, provably not. In Tekken Tag Tournament 2, the DLC was, here's her tits in a bikini. Like, they even gave her extra-sized boobage for the bikini. But that's not even the most of it. Like, Eleanor, Leo, where she's from, is short for Eleanor. That's her actual name. So why did y'all do that? It's fucking weird. Now, and if they had gone, like, the route of just saying, oh, well, she's trans now. Okay, well, then fucking say that. I mean, yeah, Leo is a bit of a tomboy. I like that shit. Well, I mean, the background for why Leo keeps an androgynous look is because, and let me see if I can remember this lore correctly. The Tekken Maibatsu, somebody in the Tekken Maibatsu had her mother killed. And she decided to keep an androgynous look for, like, espionage purposes. So that, like, if there was a scenario that she had to, like, to infiltrate where it was more advantageous to be seen as a female, then she would, you know, keep a more female look. And if it was more advantageous to be seen as a dude, she, like, so she could swap between the two based on whatever was most advantageous. That's what I understood the lore to be at that point, but at that point, they had completely fucked the storyline over entirely, so I might not remember this correctly. Like, the last time that the Tekken lore, like, matched up with everything and made good sense and wasn't shit was Tekken 4. And, like, I can give you some hardcore examples. Like, for instance, in Tekken 5, we have two pretty pivotal relationships. One with Lee and Brian Fury, and Brian Fury and Yoshimitsu. And it's like, they remembered, oh yeah, these characters, they hate each other, but who remembers why? Does anyone remember why? I don't know. Let's just have a random scene of Brian Fury and Yoshimitsu duking it out in the jungle with no other context. No other context, because we don't remember the context. Certainly we couldn't, I don't know, go back and look at the cutscenes from the other games to figure out some context, or just read our own goddamn notes. No, that's too complicated. But, like, the ending between... So, the thing that was going on with Nina Williams and Steve Fox at the end of Tekken 4... Right, I'm going to pause my timer for a moment, because I'm, like, talking a bunch and not getting shit done. So, Nina had been in cryostasis, and they made a child from her genetic material. That was Steve Fox. At this point in the storyline, Steve Fox is a famous boxer, but he's been spending an awful lot of time trying to figure out where he came from, because he doesn't know anything about him, about his past, about his family, about where he came from, nothing. He doesn't know any of that shit. So he's been, when he's not being a famous boxer, looking into his genetics and trying to find answers on that. Because he's starting to get too close, the people that employ Nina don't want him to know that he has a connection to Nina, because that would potentially expose more of what their shenanigans are. Nina also doesn't know that Steve Fox is her son. And through the events of Tekken 4, he's still looking for answers. She's been hired to kill him. And there's a point at which she almost does kill him, and they both just have that, like, magical moment of realization of, oh, huh. And then she doesn't kill him, and he fucks off. We never mention this again. Ever. Yeah, you see, the thing is, up to Tekken 4, like, and I used to really give a shit about this, because it was actually, like, Tekken's storyline was actually fucking killer. And the reason I loved it so much is because when you look really seriously into it, all the characters were essentially stars of their own major storyline. And they all made sense. Like, I used to have, like, a graph that showed, like, where they were off on their own, these different events, what those timelines were, when they crossed paths with each other. Even the fucking side characters, like Dr. Abel, had, like, a whole fucking thing going on. And then Tekken 5 happened, and then they forgot everything. And then Tekken 6 happened, and then it got even worse. And then I was told Tekken 7, like, oh, they've acknowledged the storylines are all bork, and that in Tekken 7 they're gonna show events that explains where everything got lost, and no. it's oh god, it's such a fucking disaster. I do like, however, that past Tekken 4 they started getting like voiceovers for the characters that actually matches the languages that they would speak. Like, I'll never, like, really fully recover from Jin Kazama having a fucking Transylvanian-ass accent. But then again, like, come on. Hwarong's ending of, "Hey Kazama, I kicked your ass back there." So good. So good. Okay, that's not what I pushed, but whatever. Oh yeah, I believe it. I have been told by other people that, like, this is more or less what went down in the plot, and it's like, what? And it's like, you know, they knew not to tell me about characters that I'm unfamiliar with, but, like, it was like, hey, did these characters, like, actually acknowledge who each other are anymore? No, that's still fucked up. Oh, well, then there's literally zero chance for them to unfuck this. Got it. Yo. It wouldn't let me move. I'm not sure that they're, like, aside from Jin having that weird, like, 3-frame, like there was an unblockable that he could do in 3 frames that was definitely a bug and not at all part of the design. I don't necessarily agree that Tekken 4 had extreme balance issues aside from some bugs. I think it was just not well received in general. And, like, when you got, like, a situation where people just genuinely don't like a thing, you're gonna get more people that, like, think that it's bad for legitimate reasons other than just because. But I think that's a bad road to go down, because just because is a good enough reason. If I don't like a thing, I don't need to, like, provide hardcore logic for it. It's good enough that I just don't like it. But, like, even if we were going to take it had too many balance issues, dude, the competitive scene was serious about Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and there's, like, full-on 100% combos in that game. Oh, come on. You shouldn't be dizzy right now, you fucking dicklick. What the fuck? Why am I bad? Oh yeah, dude. When I was in competitive Tekken, my community had a Michelle Chong, Christy Monchero. Or not Michelle, I guess it was JC at that point. But yeah, we had somebody that very much played the character combo that could do that. Well, not as though that's the only character combo that could do that, but one of them. See, I used to be. These days, the most that you're going to get out of me regarding fighting games is talking about their OSTs. Like how I'm still, to this day, impressed that Guilty Gear, what is it, is XX or X2? Whatever the proper title for it is in the US, has a different soundtrack in Korea by Next. I don't remember who did the other one. Man, I understand. I said playing this. But yeah, it's really sick that not only does it have two soundtracks, but they're both good. Like, we could literally bop to either one of those and I would not be like, no, put the other one on. It's not like, say, the Sonic CD soundtrack where, like, no, the Japanese one is better. Put that one on. But like, genuinely, I don't think that somebody who's not interested in fighting games at all would have any chance in hell of being into God. Like, there's too much overlap in the way that these games think. I don't like the lyrics. Like, genuinely, I like, we could talk about literally any other detail in great detail, but I don't like the idea of the lyrics being there at all. Now, granted, I have not actually played Strive. The exposure I've had to Strive is watching my boy DeCosmic playing it with a friend. So I don't know if those tracks have lyrics by default during play, but I gotta say, the idea of them having lyrics during play sounds like shit. Whereas, like, I think if those same tracks had shown up in, like, a music and rhythm game, like, say, if that exact same set of tracks was on Gitadora Drum, that would probably be hot. Ooh, spicy. Get out of here, buddy. Yeah, like, when we're talking about songs with lyrics in general, like, even songs without lyrics can sometimes have the problem where, like, the song doesn't really get started until there's a decent expectation that it might have to end. And I think my best example for that is something like, say, the Werehog music in Sonic Unleashed. Because you end up with enough scenarios where, like, the combat music starts, and then you get, like, a measure and a half of da-da-da-da-da-da, and it goes back to the stage music, and then an enemy shows up. Fucking, okay. You know that there's, like, 3.5 minutes of that track? We're only gonna hear, like, the first, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds of it until you get good at the game, and then you're really not gonna hear that much of it. And, like, it's not a bad track, it's a bad track to hear just the first couple of measures of, over and over and over and over and over and over. Anyways, I'm gonna buy this attack real quick. And then, I'm gonna have a quick bathroom break. This isn't an actual speedrun, by the way. I hope that that's been pretty clear this whole time that I've just been, like, standing around and talking. But yeah, I'll be right back. Sure. You know, every time that happens, it's like just a new flavor of silly-ass bullshit. That's not what I input. Yeah, I deserved that. But you deserved this. Ah! Sup? Ha! 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 He tried! Did you see that? Did you see that? It got... It like, just barely missed it. Oh my god! That is hilarious. Yeah, it didn't occur to me until I came back and saw what highlight was playing. Right. I've got highlights of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 stuff that you could see. So, NATO 8 Nike was a well-known plugger. That dude would, like, rage quit out of matches often enough. Like, I think, like, he made a whole, like, spread of different accounts, and you could tell that they were all the same guy because they were both double bobs. Or they were all double bobs, and he played them the exact same way on every account, so it was not hard to figure out that it was the same guy. And they were all, like, he was a plugger on every single one of them, so another huge indicator was, like, it'd tell you it have, like, a 28.7% disconnect rate. Jesus Christ. See, like, here's the thing, if I was to sit and just listen to Marvel vs. Capcom 2's music, I would agree with that. But, like, I never had an issue, like, it never when I was actually playing it, it never felt out of place. And yet, if I think about it, it feels out of place. Which is just weird. I mean, I think it's genius. It's weird genius, but I think it's genius. Ah, I fucking deserve it. This is going extremely shit. I'm not even sure it's great music. Like, when I think back to it, it's pretty silly sounding. I'm gonna take you for a ride. Like, fucking what? This is like some Crazy Taxi shit. Alright, we're gonna have some crazy fun. Are you ready? Here we go! I'm gonna take you for a ride. That's what it feels like to me, anyway.
What do you mean?
Ah! But you know, I never liked really any of Tekken Tag Tournament 2's soundtrack. Well, not all of it wasn't bad, but I didn't really care for much of it. So because the PlayStation 3 version allowed you to do this, I just switched up all of that music for other stuff. Mostly the Anarchy Reigns Mad World soundtrack. If you haven't heard that shit, those soundtracks are fire. I hate having to play this careful. There was a point in time when I used to speedrun Metal Gear Rising. And there was a point in time when I would go to our Thursday night casuals with Metal Gear Rising music on an MP3 player. Or on my phone, or I don't know what I was using at the time. Anyways, that was a really, really bad idea because my brain was set to try to go fast when I hear that shit. And that doesn't really work for Tekken strats. I think the one song that really I hated the most was the stupid-ass Snoop Dogg track. Oh, come on, I did not fucking sidestep. Or maybe I did. It's really hot in here, I could have slipped. Shit. Yeah, I play some there. Jab? No? Okay, cool. I think that means these guys are still alive. Wait, which track? The one we're currently listening to? You know, this wasn't the original music for this area. The music in the prototype on this area was a lot more like surfer dude sounding. It's not bad music, but I don't think it fits this game really at all. No, they're not, because he's a sexual harassing piece of shit. There was a well-known incident. Oh, you were referring to the Steam track. So there was a well-known incident. I don't remember what the event was called, but there was a well-known incident where he was at a fighting game tournament, and there was a female competitor there, and there was like a film crew like shooting like, I don't know, a documentary or a podcast, or I couldn't tell you like the specifics about the situation around it. What I can tell you is that at some point Eris ends up with the camera and just like accosts this female character or female competitor. Character? Fuck, I don't know how to talk anymore. Anyways, yeah, so he's a horrible piece of shit. So yeah, I don't allow anything about him in here. But yeah, the prototype of this game has a lot of weird differences. Like, the God Hand card, the one that just like fills your God Hand meter, it doesn't have a bikini, it has nipple tassels. Like little stars on the nipples. Dr. Ion is capable of blocking, which is weird, but it also made him ridiculously easy. Well, easier. Yeah, I haven't yet played Neo 3. Dr. Ion's a stage 4 boss, the robot. Yeah, he can block in the prototype. Azel also doesn't land on his feet when he wall splats on the prototype. There's a lot of weird shenanigans on that. I have it. I could stream it for you at some point. But, yeah, every time that anybody mentions something about Neo 3, it makes me want to play it less. Like details about the game. But what I can tell you about it is that pretty much everybody that comes in here that brings it up speaks about it unfavorably. Fuck. One second, I have to unfuck this. Thanks, targeting. Wow, suck my ass, targeting. Nah, pretty much everybody that I know is anti-Neo 3. And, like, even if people hadn't told me that, it's not hard to see that people are not big fans of Neo 3 based solely on the fact that, like, all of the online functions of the original, or I say of the original, of Neo 2 are pretty much back to what they were. Like, so, you know how there's, like, in Neo 2, you've got the red graves, you've got the blue graves, you've got the, like the clan points, you've got the daily deliveries from when people use your grave and get good results with it. But when Neo 3 came out, that shit, like, largely vanished. Numbers went down into the dark depths. And then, I don't know, a week later or so, play Neo 2 today. All of that shit looks normal now. It looks like it did when Neo 3 didn't exist yet. And, like, even if I was told nothing else, that's damning. And, like, there is a valid point that a friend of mine made in that Neo 2 is a completed product. And there's plenty to do in Neo 2, and there's not plenty to do in Neo 3. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, but you could be practicing Neo 3. You could be getting better at Neo 3. You could be learning more intricacies of Neo 3. You could be experimenting with things in Neo 3, and people aren't choosing to do that, and instead are going back to the game where they've done everything that there is for them to do. That is not a good sign. Oh, I'm about doing the maximum. I jump around and test things on different difficulties on a regular basis. I do stuff in Neo 2 just to do stuff in Neo 2 at this point. Because, well, realistically, I don't have anything left to do in Neo 2 other than... Like, I've got a spreadsheet that has all of the stages and weapons randomized, and then I'll just, you know, I'll just do whatever stage on whatever difficulty with whatever weapon type. I force myself to use the same, like for instance, if I'm using swords, then I'm using swords. Both slots are going to be swords. If I'm using Switchglaive, both are going to be Switchglaive. And the reason for that is because, let's say I end up randomizing it and I end up Sword Odachi. I personally think Odachi is, like, the most boring shit of all time. So, if I end up Sword Odachi, I know exactly what's going to happen for that entire stage. I am never going to touch the Odachi. The sword is going to be out the whole fucking time. So, in order to actually force myself to practice with the Odachi sometimes, I have got to fucking put them both on. Like I said, like, everyone that I know didn't really care for Neo 3 in comparison to Neo 2. I've seen some of Pufferlama's content, and we disagree on an awful lot. Particularly when it comes to soul cores. That's just about all I know about him. Is that we disagree heavily on soul cores. That's it. That's all I know. Truth is, I really don't spend an awful lot of time watching other people's content, and not because I think, you know, I'm too good for that shit, but mostly because I kind of feel like if I have time to watch people's content, then I have time to be making content. Well, yeah, sort of that, but just in general. Yo, this gorilla just got fucking bullied. Yeah, I watched some video that he made that was just like a tier list for soul cores, and we mostly don't agree on just about all of them. I was surprised that he knew the glory of the Dweller, though. Dweller is fucking cool. Okay, y'all have got to get out of here. Oh, nah. Not even close. Oh, shit. Well, I haven't counted the frames on the flying attacks because that shit would be real complicated. Because, like, part of it is, like, do I count how many frames I see, or do I count how many translated frames it would be to the slowdown that is caused a derailment? Actually, it's 29.97 frames a second. It's a NTSC standard. But actually, that makes it easier. Ah, fucking ass, bro. I actually put together a spreadsheet that has... I love spreadsheets, bro. I'm just gonna put it like that. But I have all the attack numbers in this game in terms of like what their damage is, how many frames they are, and all of that shit. Not the flying up attack, though. Hello? I definitely flicked, but okay, whatever. Bruh. But basically, the way that attacks work in this game is and it's not very different from how attacks work in any fighting game. You've got frames in and frames out. So the left jab is 6 frames in, so from input there's 6 frames to when the hit actually lands. But there's a 0 frame recovery, so literally the moment that the left jab lands, the next attack can be going in. The straight is 7 frames in, 1 frame out. The left hook is 8 frames in, no frames out. There are some really surprising attacks in this game, in terms of their actual, for real numbers. When you say active frames, you mean like persistent hitboxes, like when I throw out an attack and the hitbox for the attack lingers for a couple of frames? There's a few of those. Most of them are just like a literal flash, 1 frame. But Palm Smash definitely hangs around for and these are really hard to test because like you would sort of have to intentionally throw out attacks that are failures. Most of them are from enemies. What do you mean? What the fuck? Damn, what are you doing, dude? What am I doing, dude? Oh, yeah, you mean like, for instance, the, like the Blade Demon spinning at you? Yeah, those are like forever active frames. Yeah, those are actually a lot harder to... Hello, speak of the devil. Enemy attacks are way hella harder to measure than player attacks. I mean, there are some enemy attacks in this game, like, actually, I might be able to demonstrate that right now. Cause this guy right here, right, he's got those attacks where he just, like, lunges at you with his fist out, or with his foot out, or whatever. These, for the most part, the moment that you've dodged it and the game acknowledges that you've dodged it, you can just stand up. I know that, like, King's Tackles have the same kind of thing going on in Tekken, because otherwise, like, Wong's parry and Jin's parry wouldn't work on that shit because that hitbox lasts for, like, a fucking year.
Great.
So, it is very much my argument that the high side kick cancel is an intentional feature of the game. And the reason that I argue that is because in the July 2006 prototype that I mentioned earlier, for one thing, there are no wall splats in that version. Or rather, they'll wall splat, but the wall splat doesn't do damage. For another thing, in that version, kicking an enemy through another enemy doesn't do anything. So both of those things were added. For the third thing, enemies in the prototype are way more likely to try to backflip off of your attacks when they are airborne. And so, when I consider that all of those things were added after the fact, and that all of those things make high side kick canceling more viable, I can only conclude that that was intentional. Especially since, like, enemies actively try to get out of it. If enemies didn't actively try to get out of it, then I could, like, vibe with some people, like, assuming that it's an oversight of some kind. But there's too many considerations that the devs made that make it make sense. I'd say, honestly, the most broken move in the game, if you... Well, the two most broken moves in the game, if you know how to use them, is the right roundhouse and the charged uppercut. Or rather, charge punch is what it's called. I don't remember, what is this thing called in the Japanese? You know what, I'm not going to bring it up. But yeah, those are the two most busted ones if you know how to use them really, really well. Aside from, like that shit right there. Like, I just... Oh, he's coming up on my side? No worries. Yeah, I wasn't even facing that dude and he's dead now. Frame kills? You're gonna have to explain what that means, or what you mean by it. I don't know what that means. Yep, that's good. That'll work. Get fucked, nerds. I mean, yes, but not necessarily as a plan. There are enemies that, like, if they dodge certain things, then you can, like, follow that up with a high sidekick, for an example. And it'll, like, that high sidekick will be pretty much guaranteed to land in a counter hit. You've never seen that? That's the Mach Speed Jab version of that strategy. In the Japanese version, it's a lot easier to just, like, at the start of it, you would, like, lead them in, backflip, heel drop, lift them up, and do the exact same thing. In the US version, that's a lot less consistent. So that's how I ended up coming up with the Mach Speed Jab strategy. What are you saying? Is that a flag? Are you giving me a penalty? Second down? That's bullshit, ref. Bullshit. Anyways, yeah, it'll happen again in the next one, likely. Indubitably. Now you know why there's a nut button emote. Anyways, there's 3 quote-unquote hidden nerds on this boat. Hey, hidden nerd number 1. Bananas?
Nice.
Later, buddy.
Nice.
Okay, well, he's gone. Was that all of them? Whatever.
I love nice.
I love nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's mostly a counter hit strategy.
Nice.
Like, using enemy whiffs is not a big part of the strategy, and it's only really a thing that can be done with certain enemies. fuck your, like, 8-mile long foot. Did I leave the bananas here earlier? Yes, I did.
Great.
1 second. No. All trades are bad.
You'll make an excellent instrument.
Well. I didn't even see that coming at me. Oh, god damn, dude. It's different than how it is in the Japanese version, because, like, I mean, as you just saw, he just straight recovered off of that back hit. On the Japanese version, if you actually get a hit that is, like, fully registered as being a back hit, then it's more or less guaranteed to hit. On the US version, it's a lot more complicated. Basically, the hitboxes in this game are not squares, they're circles. They are hit spheres. And the further off center you are, the more likely you are to hit them. Yes. But there's also, like, moves that are good in the US version that aren't good in the Japanese version. For instance, that one. Chin music is just, in general, way too slow in the Japanese version. There's a couple of moves that in the Japanese version can't be canceled for whatever reason, like the left roundhouse, which is not a good attack anyway, but to make it also not cancelable for no discernible reason really is just a strange design choice. Bitch, what are you doing? Cut it out. I can only assume that they were intended, but I don't know. Woman! But yeah, I don't know. There's a few little weird changes between the US and the Japanese version. Well, you're about to see a few things that you probably didn't know about. There's some out of bounds that I don't do when I'm practicing, because my intent is to kill all of the enemies, and out of bounds would kind of get in the way with that. But, like, there is one particular segment of this that is incredibly broken, like really broken, that I could show off, even though that would mean not killing some of the enemies, if you like, because it's pretty fucking silly. Ah, shit. Ooh!
I love it. Great.
What do you get if you beat them all? Nothing. More IRL combat experience. You get to be a bad enough dude, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could have just run to the exit in the first one. Could have just run to the exit in that one. I could just run to the exit in this one. After that, just running to the exit is no longer a thing. Not in this stage, anyway. Yeah, Soul Reaver is a sore spot for me right now because I do quite like... Nah, fucking hell. I do quite like the lore and all of it. And... Ah, come on, woman! Fuck! Oh, that worked well enough. Okay, cool. But unfortunately, they did a recent quote-unquote remaster of Defiance, and they used a Gen AI on it. I did, and she gave me a food for it. I was trying to kick one of the ladies through her so she would give me a food. Basically, if you strike her while there's still an enemy around, I'm a horrible person. What can I say? If she gets damage while there's an enemy still around down there, then it will put her in just the scared villager state, and then when the enemy goes away, she will go into the rescued villager state, which means that she will provide either a coin or a food. I banked on the idea that since the body of the enemy was still around, that she might do that, and she did. So what I just did was I learned something. Normally I would kick one of them through her before she reaches me so that the kiss animation doesn't happen. Because consent is important, and I didn't. Anyways, I'm gonna focus a bit, because it's real easy to fuck this up. Okay, thanks, game. I'm sure that made sense to someone. Oh, come on. I got robbed way too much this time. Take what you can get. Yep, whole lot of nothing. Oh, okay, well that's something.
Great, I love it.
Oh, come on, bitch. Yeah, it's fine. I went for something a little ballsy because I kept on getting robbed. It's fine. Hello? Sure, okay. Nice sidestep. Bro! It fucking won't, it won't let me. Why didn't that kick hit him? Literally again, my character model was pushed to the side by the fact that he was so close to me, and that kick didn't hit him. Oh man, that is the most unreliable hitbox in the fucking game. I'll just go for a little bit more normal of a strategy. Go for normal shit. Done without getting hit, I think. I don't think I got hit that time.
Nice. Great. Nice. Awesome.
Anyway, so I told you earlier that I would demonstrate a really, really silly area. So this stage, You Me Patty Cake, this segment wanted to just be broken, super broken. For starters, this is probably the most well-known out of bounds in the game, and what you can do is you can just run to the exit, boom, stage is done. We're not going to do that, though, because there is something else that I can show you here. First, we're going to kill the enemies that I do have access to right now, and that is these guys. Now, that's not the only way to subvert this stage. Like I said, there's some sillier shit. For instance, this. So now I've gotten up here, and I have not opened this gate. Now, have you ever wondered, man, that reverse hell kick looks pretty big. How big is it? Well, really, 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 really big. Like, stupid nonsense, what the fuck levels of big. Oops. But that's not all. Did you think that was all? Because that's not all.
I love it.
Remember, when you push buttons up here, enemies are supposed to come after you. Where the enemies go? Well, turns out that gate that we never opened earlier, I think that we can see them from here. Hey, there they are. But wait, there's still more. Sup, fellas? Part the seas. Pretty much none of that is something that you'll ever observe anywhere else. Part of me wants to be like, but wait, there's more! There technically is. Again, if you really want to know how big the hitbox for the reverse hell kick is, turns out it's big enough to seat 4. So like in the car dealership, reverse hell kick, large enough to seat 4. It's like, put an engine on that hitbox, it's a 4-door sedan. Unfortunately, it's not a very good attack for like basic combat in, you know, like actual, like on easy mode. It's really good because it's just an automatic launch on anything that's not an elite. Game, please. It like identified the enemy that was actually a threat and then kept on making sure that I could not focus on that enemy. Fucking lame, dude. Got like an itch in between my shoulder blades. Of course. Sure thing, game. It's fine, I guess, because like this segment started off by fucking me out of more than half of my HP. Yeah, the women enemies are way hella scarier than... God damn everything, dude. Okay. God, you're annoying. Get the fuck out of my life. Did I leave a food back here? I did. I'll take that shit.
I love it.
What the fuck? I mean, this game didn't work back then. But I mean, if we're talking about like creative freedom being theoretically a problem, the indie game scene sure does exist. Yeah, I figured it was eventually gonna catch me. There's also, like, I've run into a lot of times people will see Gold and Silver and be like, oh, a game like this couldn't be made today, as though the Grand Theft Auto series doesn't exist. Like, not only would the queers not keep the game from being made, they might get murdered in a hate crime. Yeah, figures. With no tutorial, there is a little bit of tutorial, little question mark boxes that show up at the beginning of the game, but admittedly, those are fully useless. And there's so much that they don't manage to tell you. I definitely flicked back, but whatever. You know what'd be great is if her blowing up would actually hurt this chick.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine a world in which the only game that political correctness really applies to is God Hand 2, y'all. Every other game gets to do whatever it wants, but God Hand 2, what? There's queers! Launch it into the sun. Was it shown in the promotional video? I think like it's in the instruction booklet, but I think that there may have been more to it than that. Yeah, like I have the instruction booklet here somewhere. Hold on. It might be in our other tote. I don't remember. Hold on. Okay. I grabbed both of my US copies. Son of a shit. Okay, I do not see the Japanese copy anywhere. I do have the Japanese version. I have the US version right here. Booklet. Saving your game. Roulette orbs. Difficulty level. Combos. Okay, here we go. It's in the combos section on page 14. I don't know why I bothered to show that and point at it like there's any way in hell that you would be able to read it on the webcam, but dash attack. Low roundhouse kick is the forward dodge triangle. Heel drop. Charge okay. And then launch kick is the after the heel drop. Now, I need you to understand, the Shoryuken is not called the Shoryuken in here. It's called the Laughing Dragon Punch. And the flying roundhouse kick is called the Mid-Air Roundhouse Kick. Those names are shit. And by the way, there's an ad for Okami in the God Hand booklet. Yup, Laughing Dragon Punch. That dragon be laughing, yo. It's silly. But yeah, I have the Japanese version around here somewhere. I have too much shit. But I also have the Japanese only official God Hand guidebook, which is sort of like a Brady Games style, like you know, walkthrough. It has some inaccuracies in it, and it's only in Japanese. I have like a scan / translation for that somewhere as well. God damn everything to hell, ladies. Cool, thanks, game. If you find one, it's gonna be really expensive.
That's a miss. Bring it on.
Fuck you. What? She slapped my foot while it was above my head in the Shitty. I'm having the worst luck in this area. Under my conditions, this is definitely one of the strongest or hardest areas. Strongest? The fuck? I promise English is my first language. One of them is to be afraid of women. What with Olivia just manifesting an axe out of nowhere? Yeah. Jesus. What, you mean like inferior? Like most of my friends online have been non-native English speakers. You're in good company.
That's a miss. Nice.
Alright, let's finish this, guys. I'm tired of fucking being here.
Bring it on.
No, that only happens because when you get knocked down and you just like you get back up raw without recovering, you get iframes. And if you wind up a charge attack in that circumstance, then you extend those iframes. Bro, if Charge Punch genuinely crushed highs, it would be wildly broken. Like, everybody would know how broken it is, because that's how fucking broken it would be. You can also do that after finishing, like if you've just used the God Hand or if you've just used a roulette. Huh. But see, yeah, I just got knocked down and then I got back up neutral and just charged a punch. By the way, you're about to see something really, really stupid. Like, really fucking stupid. Deeply, deeply, deeply fucking stupid. I mean, he'll escape sometimes. Pretty uncommon, though. That's gotta be one of the dumbest things I've found in this game. I'm gonna pop one of these coffee candies because they're fucking delicious. Ah, for fuck's sake. The trash needs to go where the trash goes. It keeps on falling outside of the bin. I think I'm a little too far forward. That's fine. Rude! Fucking lame, dude.
I love it.
So how did you find out about me? From my YouTube channel, or did you just like run into information about my streams somewhere? Fair enough. I honestly think it's dumb that Twitch does that. Oh, it's a first-time chatter. Okay. It's like, what's to say, like, you know, maybe it's been a while and you've just changed your screen name and I don't recognize it. But, like, if I don't know who you are, it's no different, really. It's also, like, I'm just not a big fan in general of features that I can't turn off. What's up, ladies?
Bring it on.
That's mostly because of bots. I don't Discord. I left Discord some time ago because of multiple reasons. You know what, let's not get into that. Either way, I left Discord some time ago, and just about every scam on Twitch alludes to Discord in one way or another. Here, you know what? Yeah. Yep, there was you figuring out that you can't use Eris's emotes here. It is what it is. Unlikely. Okay. The only places that I was ever in Discord is my personal group of friends. Flying Fox's Discord, which I never talk in. Sid's Discord, which I never talked in. And a bunch of, like, little tiny stream Discords where I basically did IT. I did a couple of, like, speedrun events a million years ago. It's also always possible that there's somebody that we both follow in common that has been like, yo, this is the guy that plays God. It doesn't really matter. It's like, it's whatever. Past two.
Out of batteries?
Actually, no, yeah, so that might be it. As I was running a God Hand Discord for a little while, there was like a channel that had people working on modding tools in it, and that was like 95% of everything said in the channel was in the modding channel. I ducked out of there because, well, I may as well say it, mostly because of Roni. I forgot to sell shit. What am I doing? Get out! Well, there you go. I mean, it's all attached to the same reasoning why I left speedrun.com as well. But then again, ever since I left speedrun.com, I've been like more comfortable with like speedrunning in general. So. It's like it's funny that like it's like as soon as I got myself away from the leaderboard nonsense, I became more interested in doing runs. What the fuck, man? No, the only other people actively engaging in the leaderboard were frauds. So, but like there was a whole thing because there were investigations going on in the background because Roni's runs didn't look quite right, and we knew that they were wrong to begin with. But I made a really stupid choice not to pursue it as closely as I should have, because I was also in the midst of a deal to pay him money to make the God Hand randomizer, which of course never got finished. But yeah, is a fucking, the whole thing is a disaster. But like, it's whatever. Like, honestly, as far as like staying up high on the leaderboard, I don't really care about that as much. I'd really like to see somebody that's legitimate take me down, and in which case, it'd be really, really, really nice if Hige actually beat my times. Because he's been working on hard new game pick me sign as a category, and I can tell you for a fact he's 100% legitimate. God fucking damn it. But like really, as like a leaderboard moderator, like I went through great pains to make sure that everything that was going on was as fair as possible. And that mostly just like earned me a lot of like bullshit and not like people didn't thank me for that. They just got angry at me for not placating them specifically. And that shit got real old real fast. This is so fun. It's getting really, really, really warm in here, too. Like, part of me is wondering if I should take the time to, turn on the AC. Or rather, I'd have to set the AC up because it's not plugged in right now. Huh? Oh. That's an interesting turn of phrase, but yeah. Wait, what? Targeting, god damn it. Whatever, dude, get out of here.
Great. Wow.
Anyways, I'm probably not going to finish this playthrough, so likely what I'll do is hop around a little bit.
I love it.
And practice specific sections and then bounce. I mean, you know what? I prefer your version. There's this game, it's like a little storyline game called Little Misfortune, where the main character is a little girl with like a bunch of like really fucked up things happen around her. And like she talks funny too, but like in a way that I really, really, really love. Like, go give yourself a fuck. Yikes forever. Like in my world, when I say someone talks funny, I usually mean it as a good thing. But go give yourself a fuck is like genuinely the best way in the world to say go fuck yourself. It's so good. It's so good. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna end up finishing this, so let's try on some stuff. You can't do a God Hand practice session without practicing the Death Shudder, am I right? feel like I'm right. I know for a fact that I'm right. That did not start off well. Bomb smash! It's a good. It's not very useful anywhere else, though. Pretty much just here. Ah, I deserve it. Oh god, I'm stuck on the corner. No, my balls. Blah.
My defenses are impregnable.
I love it.
That was a bit weird. What? Well, him's dead.
I love it.
This did not go well.
Not great.
Well, that was lucky, though. Otherwise, like, so here's the thing. I say that was lucky. That's only lucky if you're trying to go fast, because, like, these are guaranteed.
I love great.
So I would have been full health either way. But, like, if I'd been trying to go fast and I killed the dudes over there and then it just drops a banana and a cherry over there, I'm full health. I don't even have to go in that room.
Time to die.
Oh, fuck off, bruh. I hate to say that I deserved that, but I did. Gotta love it when you get to hit one guy, but the other one just gets through magically.
I love it.
This positioning sucks, so let's try to drive them around a little bit. This did not help.
Defenses are impregnable.
Ah, come on. Yeah, this is almost certainly a failure. Oh, get out of there. We're not gonna just give up, though, because that's wiener talk. Man, I sure do love it when my attack just doesn't have a hitbox for no apparent reason. Well, I mean, you don't have to do it with the kick me sign on, that's just a me thing. Nah, the hitbox definitely is supposed to reach where I used it. Ah, come the fuck on, dude. He went in for another grab. What the fuck? You're not wrong. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. I mean, I don't necessarily think that they ever assumed that people would have an acronym for it.
Boring.
God damn it, you with your fucking grabs. Shitty. Okay, guys. Bruh. Yeah, I saw you, you bitch. Yeah, it's gonna hit me. Shitty all over.
I love it.
I do in this setting, yeah. I don't need to spank her. If it was the white Amazon, I'd be about it because she's more of a problem. What? 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 Mate! Yeah, fucking hell, dude.
Great.
Yeah, I fucking knew it was coming too. Fucking hell, dude. I'm playing real trash right now. Okay. I mean, it can be 4.5.
Time to die.
It's like, at my level, it shouldn't be hard. I'm just playing, like, really, really terribly. Bro. God, I wish the enemies' hitboxes were as unreliable as mine are. At least it would be even. Instead, like, my hitboxes are much smaller than they appear to be, and their hitboxes, nah. Their hitboxes are way bigger than they appear to be. Oh, what? Fuck you.
Great.
Probably should not have done that. Yeah, I could have maintained control of this for a lot longer if I had just kept the pressure on. Fuck off. Literally a counter hit, but okay. Piss off. Yeah, the worst is when one of them cancels another into canceling another.
Bring it on.
Okay. Genuinely thought she was already dead.
Nice.
Oh, he's done. Stop it. What? Sure thing, buddy. That shit is fucking so dumb. This is so dumb. Anyways.
This is it. Wow.
We'll go bully our way up to Angra, and then I'm gonna take off. You know, when you do the pummel, it's possible to just go straight back into the uppercut, but there's a pretty good likelihood that he'll escape at that point because the positioning gets a little fucked. So charging a heel drop flattens him out and also brings you closer to him at the same time. It's very silly. Shitty. Yeah, this is not going very well. Fuck off. What? Whatever, dude. Some whack-ass bullshit. I mean, we never found out who was doing it the first time. I prefer to think it's a gorilla in a gorilla suit. And that's why on the second one, I don't think on that one that we see a zipper. We might see it here, but there's a myth that you can't get out of these grabs when you have 1 HP. And you 100% totally fucking can. In fact, grab me, dude. Do a grabbing. Come on. I can't believe he's not grabbing. It's a good thing it's not the case, because I would have been dead 3 times. Yeah, it definitely, like, it's not that the window is tighter, it's that it requires a greater amount of input to get out of the grab. So it's the same amount of time, it just requires more of you. The thing is that people erroneously think that it's like a situation where they have to like flip their sticks wildly, when realistically what you're trying to do is just quick circles. Because, like, in a lot of games that use a stick struggle mechanic, a lot of them do the same thing. It's not actually doing, like, the whole process. So, like, what people are imagining is a distance from center to neutral on repeat. But really it's just distance from center times motion. That's it. Yeah, I've got all the real PS2 stuff. Like, this is a real PlayStation 2. The console is right here. It's my friend. I love my PlayStation 2. But yeah, since it's just distance from center times motion, you just do circles and you'll be fine. You cheap-ass hoe bag. Thou art a whole bag of hoes. Whatever the hell that means. I mean, there's a couple of different things it could be. It could be a reference to Sho'nuff in The Last Dragon. It could be a reference to Bruce Lee. I choose to think of this tower as the Chinese connection. There's no need for this, but I'm gonna grab it.
Nice.
Given that it is, you know, Mikami and God Hand is basically Shinji Mikami is weird, the game. Wow. It could be just about anything. But like if you've never seen The Last Dragon, I think it's called The Last Dragon. There's a like a minor villain character in it called Sho'nuff, and it's just like a Mr. T style muscular black dude that's like very, very much in that same kind of like, hey, when I say who's the master, you say Show enough. Oh yeah, I mean it's possible. It could like, but like it genuinely it could be just about anything. I mean the home run god is based on a specific Japanese baseball player. The overall style of this game is based on
Olivia!
Fist of the North Star. Most of the thing, I mean, like the song we're about to hear is called "Devil May Sly," and this is literally a reference to the battle with Virgil about halfway through Devil May Cry 3. Like just about everything in this game is a fucking reference to something.
My newly wedded wife.
Oops. Unfortunately, the dub is the only form I've ever seen of Fist of the North Star. It's not really my thing, funny enough, which is funny because, like, I'm into, like, martial arts as a general rule, but at the same time, as curious as Fist of the North Star is, it's not real martial arts, so come on. Like, the whole idea of pressure points is, like, literal nonsense. Like, are there parts of the human body that are more vulnerable to harm? Absolutely, like, without a doubt. Like, you got the temple, you've got, like, I don't remember what this spot on the neck is, the jugular. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different places on the body that's, like, these particular spots are a lot more vulnerable to harm than the rest. But the idea of, like, oh, I poked you in the 3 stars of death, you're already dead and you just don't know it, it's just patently silly. Anyways, having said that, like, enjoying that type of silly, clearly somebody I mean, Mikami did, otherwise we wouldn't have the general style that we do for God Hand. Which is fine. I'm not, like, dogging anybody for enjoying it. There's a lot of nonsense that I like. Like Taskmaster. Taskmaster is my jam. Totally fucking nonsense. Are we talking... Wait, are you talking about that, like, Team 4-star fucking version of it? I haven't thought about Team 4-star and fucking... Wow, okay, now that I've said it out loud, probably over a decade. Holy shit. It's been a hot minute. Speaking of hot, it's fucking hot in here. God, I'm old. You reminded me how old I am. You're banned. I'm kidding. I bet nobody's streaming, right? Because when I go offline, no one's ever streaming. It's like a universal rule. Yeah, nobody's streaming. Of course not. Just Twitch trying to market fucking League of Legends garbage at me. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me for the night. Thanks for popping in and hanging out, bro. Have a good one. Arena is set in stone. Bruh! That was so good. Why did I not get hit by that? What the hell?
What? Yo, what?